Hello and welcome to the Sunday League Pundit Show, episode 76. This week you have myself, Stretch, you have my son, Zach, who is a Tottenham fan, and you have my very good friend JimJam, who is a Saints fan, as we all know.
And what game is going on right now?
And we are currently sat watching Tottenham versus Southampton. So
which, if Southampton lose, we are relegated.
Yeah.
And it will be the earliest a team has ever been relegated on week 31 of the season.
Yeah, it's going to be quite...
32 was the previous
record.
record.
But on the plus side, you're playing Tottenham and they're shite, so there's a good chance that you will get a result of some form out of this game. Now,
some intense relegation battle.
You have...
but I do have another stat anyway.
Let's go with
that
the stat.
That wasn't the one anyway.
JimJam, the Statman stat.
So, this weekend, a team scored a 70th goal of the season in the league. Now, there are 4 teams that have done it, and what's special about it, there's only one from each of the leagues. One from Premier League, one from Championship, one from League One, and one from League Two.
They've scored 70.
That have scored 70.
Okay.
Who are them teams? It's probably quite easy. Apart from maybe League Two, because you might not be so sure on who it is. So, Premier League, who is it? Who scored most?
I want to say Arsenal, but we've got no fucking attackers, so it's going to be like...
Yeah, Liverpool's. Or...
I don't think Liverpool have
there
played,
you go, Liverpool. Liverpool are the Premier League team. Who's the Championship?
Hey.
It's got to be Leeds, hasn't it?
It is Leeds. So who's League One?
I'd have to go... I'm thinking Wrexham.
Yeah.
No. It's not Wrexham.
Birmingham.
Yes. So Birmingham were the last team to score the 70 goals, and they did it this weekend.
League Two. I've not a clue. I don't even know who's at the top 5.
They were top. Well, you do, because we talked about it last week. So
yeah,
were
I've
you paying attention?
No. You know what's going on in my life at the minute. I can't remember last week. There's that much gone on since then.
It's Warsaw. Warsaw are that team.
You could have given me 10 guesses. I wouldn't have chosen Warsaw. That's a decent stat, huh?
Yeah.
That's a good stat.
I thought it was quite nice, the fact that it was one from each league. So I like that one.
I've got a quick stat of my own. I say stat, it's not a stat, it's just me slagging people off. Now,
Stretch the stat.
Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Oh, wow. That was close.
Down the other end!
It's a goal. Brennan Johnson has scored for Tottenham.
Oh, dear. That's
your mate will be texting you in a minute.
I got a whoops, lol.
That's probably for the handball that should have been at the other end moments before they ran down and scored against you. Because they probably should have had a penalty. Anyway, Trent Alexander-Arnold will be leaving Liverpool to go to Real Madrid.
Yeah.
And there is already Liverpool fans burning his shirts.
That was funny.
Yeah, all this, you'll never walk alone. Liverpool are the best team. They've got the best fans. You're all dickheads. I'm sorry. Liverpool are all dickheads. All of you. All Liverpool fans are horrific, and this is why the world hates Liverpool. They could disallow that because although Solanke's not in the way, they could consider him in the way. Yeah. He's not. Yeah. It's not offside.
I hope it is for the purpose of the game.
I hope they call it offside.
Oh, he's nowhere
near. He's nowhere near.
Can't.
But have you seen some of the decisions this week? Right. What we're going to do is we're going to play the music, and then we'll come back and we'll argue. Hello and welcome to episode 76 of the Sunday League Pundit Show with myself, JimJam, and Zach. We are watching the Tottenham versus Southampton game, and they have allowed the Tottenham goal, which should probably have stood, to be fair, but you should have probably had a penalty before. Now, talking about penalties, Miles Lewis-Skelly gave away a penalty. There's no fucking way in the world that was a penalty.
He gave away
there's not a chance that was a penalty. If 2 people falling over in the area is now a penalty, every single time you have a corner, free kick, any form of player going forward, you're going to have a penalty.
I think it was to benefit. I think it was to benefit Liverpool because they got harshly done by in the midweek for Tarkowski's horrendous challenge.
Have you seen the clips of some of Van Dijk's challenges recently?
Well, yeah,
There's a
we're not
lot of
saying
clips.
that.
So what I'm saying is Liverpool again. You
Again.
need to stop crying because you get so many decisions in your favour constantly, and then the second one goes against you, you're crying. It's an agenda against Liverpool. Van Dijk should have had 6 red cards this season,
You know, when this is
and
a
he's not had
Ballon d'Or
any.
winning defender.
He's not had any. You've had one challenge against you, and you want the fucking papers to start this big parade for you again. I'm absolutely sick of Liverpool fans, man. Honestly,
I take
sick
it
to
you
fucking
loved
death of
my
them.
video. I thought it was brilliant. That one where Tarkovsky's challenge, and then it goes into his celebration for his goal. And
Yeah.
I thought that was immense. It was one of the best video clips I've ever seen.
It was quite funny, to be fair. Right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mention this a couple of times during the podcast, but I have started a petition now. I've actually started a petition for access and CSA to be linked. So if a woman stops access, you should be able to stop paying CSA, child maintenance, because I think that is such a massive issue at the moment that women just do what they want, when they want, how they want, and kids are not getting the access that they deserve with the other parent.
Yeah.
So I've started a petition. I'm going to leave links in every video, every short, every single thing I do now is going to have a link to that petition. So if you would please go and sign the petition, just to link child maintenance to access. It's nothing against women. It's nothing against men. It's against the system, because the system's wrong. So if you allow the other parent to see your child, you're still going to get child maintenance payments. I'm not petitioning for guys to not pay child maintenance. I'm petitioning for the CSA and the access to be linked. So if one stops, the other stops. Simple. So again, please go on and sign it. I'm going to leave links in every single video I'll put up from now on, and we'll get as many signatures on it as we can. So yeah. Anyway,
With your help, one day.
back to this absolute shite that is Tottenham versus Southampton, and it has, to be fair, so far, apart from one attack, been all Tottenham. You've had one attack which probably should have resulted in a penalty because it was a handball. So Tottenham have now got a free kick, 26, 27 yards out, killed in by Son, completely missed by everybody.
To be fair, I do have Tottenham in my last man standing, which makes
Wow.
sense. I think there's like 6 people left in it, and 4 of us have gone Tottenham or something like that.
How
7 people in
bad
it.
do your team have to be that you vote against them more or less every week?
We've got 10 points.
I mean,
Stands a point.
that's
You know,
It seems a dead cert.
that is a fair
there's
argument,
no
isn't it?
argument back to that. is
Southampton and losing seems to be
Hand in hand.
hand in hand, yeah.
Best
It seemed the most sense. And if I was to get knocked out, it would not bother me. You know why it wouldn't bother me? Because then we've equalled
At
Derby's record.
least equalled.
and
Or beaten it.
or beaten it. So
with a bit of hope.
he better be gone at the end of the season, though. No matter what.
The shot was
19th manager
hovering over Southampton's manager, for those that obviously can't see what we're watching then. So it's Southampton's manager, and JimJam was saying he better be gone. You don't like him?
I mean, I did say we might as well, if we're not going to try survive, we might as well keep Russell Martin. It's not like we've got many more points since, so we might as well have kept Russell Martin. At least he knows the championship.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Fair play.
a legit argument, but your owners obviously thought otherwise. Thought they could have done better without him, and
I tell you what, we'll go to other stuff that I've said. So obviously we talked about League 2 last week. So I'm going to continue with the League 2 because of how things are. So let me just go to League 2 table anyway. So I said last week that Vale had 2 massive games coming up.
you did.
So they played Bradford in midweek, beat
Yes.
them.
They beat them. They won that one.
And then they played Warsaw,
Okay.
who were top at the start.
They were.
They're now third because Vale beat them as well. So
Wow.
Vale have won their 2 games. Bradford won at the weekend as well. So Bradford are actually on So Bradford are on 73 points.
Yep.
Vale are on 73 points. Walsall are on 72 points.
Oh,
Wow.
Doncaster in 4th are on 70 points with a game in hand. So ultimately, if we win that, they're on 73 points.
Mm-hmm.
So that would mean that the top 3 are all on 73 points.
that's
Wow.
a good
Wimbledon.
title race.
Wimbledon and Notts County in 5th and 6th are on 68 points. So there's only 5 points between the top 6 with
pretty-
5 games to go.
That's pretty impressive, actually. That's
And
pretty
6 games for Doncaster.
Mm.
So that is how good that is. So we mentioned League One. Now,
That's some
I
title race.
said, so Birmingham are like 1 game away from getting promoted now,
Mhm.
and 4 points away from winning the league.
Yeah.
That's how close they are. They've got 2 games in hand as well. 92 points they've got, so they're probably going to break all sorts of records for League One. But I did say at the end of last season who would get promoted again, back to back.
Oh,
Wrexham.
shock.
Not everybody agreed at the time because they were like, the step up's massive, and I was like, but you know, you get into that run of form and you build on confidence. They are now 6 points ahead of third.
Okay.
Third do have a game in hand, but
Still 3 points.
it's still
There,
3
isn't it?
points and there's 5 games to go. So it does look like Wrexham at the moment, pending any drop, they're going to...
I mean, Wrexham
go
have had a bloody good season again, haven't they? They're
Yeah.
doing well.
They've deserved it, though.
Their fans, well, they have, but they've had the input as well, though, haven't they? They've
Yeah.
had the money put in. They've had,
Obvious.
you know, the fame factor put in. They reckon there's that many different American fans of Wrexham now. It's
Yeah.
insane. So they've had all the interest drilled into them. But to
Even
be fair,
with
they've
that,
done,
they've still got the passion.
they've done it the right way.
Yeah.
You can't argue with that. They've
Yeah.
done it the right way.
So we on championship time now.
And they
It's funny that tins stop coming as soon as Leeds are
started doing
falling
shite,
apart.
yeah. Yeah, he's all of a sudden not here. He should be here next week. We'll see. I guess it depends how bad a week Leeds have.
But Leeds are not top anymore.
Nope.
Leeds have dropped to third.
Yeah.
Burnley
not
are...
even in the automatic playoff
yeah,
places now.
so Burnley are... I mean, the top 3 is still 84, 83, 82.
Yeah, but
so there's nothing in
you
it.
remember what Tin said, though, don't you?
What?
If he finishes outside automatic, they're not going up.
Yeah. So Burnley, it's in their own hands now. Burnley have got to play Sheffield United. Now, the biggest result that helped Leeds out is the fact that Sheffield United did lose to Oxford in a
Yes.
surprise result. So, and Burnley have to play Sheffield United. Now, it may make a difference, it may not make a difference, that game.
Yep.
It isn't for 3 weeks or so anyway.
Okay.
I think it's around about third to last, so I think each of them have got 3 more games each anyway, so the points could look completely different.
Yeah, it could
And
be
Leeds'
settled
next game isn't exactly the easiest either, because they're facing an in-form Middlesbrough,
They're doing all right at the minute.
who were
Middlesbrough.
who were looking for the playoff. So it's probably Leeds' toughest game left now, because
And let's face it, they're not exactly doing great at the moment.
Nah. So that's Tuesday anyway, and they've got to go to Middlesbrough as well. And then they've got Preston, Oxford, Stoke, Bristol City, Plymouth last game of the season. So you would say that this is probably their last most challenging game.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
Burnley's game, Derby. who were down
Burnley
the
are just
bottom.
great defensively anyway, though, aren't
Burnley, Norwich, not easy.
Trafford,
Watford
sensational.
could be tough. Sheffield United, QPR, and Millwall. So you'd say Burnley's games are tough, but Burnley are doing what they need to do. So
they? Burnley are immense defensively, so I don't think... It's whether they can nick that goal, isn't it?
yeah. So we go for Sheffield United. So
I would like to just interject
Yeah.
at the minute. I would like to point out that Jim is studying his phone and going through all these results and all these. His team are currently playing We are genuinely watching Southampton. That's how little interest you've got in Southampton at the moment.
Well, losing now. We're going down. I'm waiting for next season. I've been waiting for next season for months.
Since the start of this season, pretty much.
Yeah. So Sheffield United's games anyway. So Millwall, Plymouth, Cardiff, Burnley, Stoke and Blackburn.
Ugochukwu has just been booked. I've just butchered his name. I'm aware of that. I don't know how you actually pronounce it.
I think it's Ugochukwu.
You sound like you're
that'll do.
Chinese.
But he literally just grabbed his shirt and tried to rip it off his back.
It's okay. I'm okay with it. To be fair, I've got a few bets on, and a lot of them are to do with bookings. I can't remember what players. I kind of went down over like 300 to 1, booking ones, and just went 8 of them. Because I got a little bit off the Grand National, so then I just went. I had 38 quid in there, so I went 8 quid, and I went do. Just picked 8 of the massive
money.
odds.
8 of the least likely to be booked.
Yeah.
I don't think
Probably got players that aren't playing goal. Oh, good save.
What a save! He won't be with you next season, by the way.
No, there's links that he might go back to Bournemouth.
I'd like to see him go back to Arsenal because our keeper's shit.
Oh,
I don't know if I've mentioned it. I don't know if I've mentioned it, but Raya is absolute garbage. Do you know the first 3 things he did yesterday? Got the ball, kicked it out of play. Then he got the ball and kicked it out of play. And then he ran out the area to challenge someone when Kivior was right there.
Yeah, he was in a centre-back.
Raya is honestly shocking. I don't understand.
That with like his head?
I think with his face.
Shoulder or head. Oh, definitely.
Straight in his face.
Oh.
It was right in the mush, it was. A good save, though. Fair play to him. I'd rather have Ramsdale.
Is it a good save if it hits a goalkeeper?
Yeah, because he's in the right place.
It is.
He's in the right. If you're in the right position, it's a good save.
Yeah.
Because if you're in the wrong position, it doesn't matter what part of your body's meant to be there. It's going in. So yeah, good save for me.
I have to say, when I'm in goal, the one place I don't want it to hit me is in the face.
No,
or the balls.
The balls. That's where I don't want to get it. Hit me in the face all day long. I don't care. If it's not going in, I'm not bothered.
Balls wreck. Ball on ball is never nice.
No, ball on ball is horrendous. But no.
I've just had a notification come through that Brendan Johnson scored for Tottenham 1-0. That was a long time ago.
Have you not muted that game?
What?
Have you not muted the game?
Do I need to mute it when if the goal was 10 minutes ago?
Yeah,
well, no, but if it catches up with itself, you'll start getting notified before it happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's...
Didn't you put chicken at like 20 minutes ago as well?
Yeah, but it's on low.
Ah, okay. Squeeze.
So it's not going to be burnt. I'm going to go and check it in a minute, though, and let you two rabbit about the...
anything
the
and whatever.
Well, the football, really. So your 2 teams playing. Ramsdale's just recovered from his smack in the face. Which, to be fair, was a hefty smack in the face.
So, what do you want from this season?
To finish second.
That's probably
sack
a guarantee.
Arteta.
That's probably not going to happen.
Get a new goalkeeper. Finally get a striker.
Yes.
Get rid of
no.
his mates, Zinchenko, Jesus, Sterling.
Hypothetically, if you win the Champions League, are you happy?
Right. We're not winning the Champions League.
You can win the Champions League.
We are not winning the Champions League.
You can win the Champions League. Okay, right. You're in the competition. You can win it.
Do you want me to finish what I want from this season? To not be embarrassed by Real Madrid in the Champions League.
Okay, so hypothetically,
because I know we're getting beaten by Real Madrid. I just don't want it to be like 7 or 8 now.
Because I go along with the option that if you do that, so I posted a picture in the week that said Odegaard was out for 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
White's been out for 3 months. Jesus out for 5 months. Saka out for 3 months. Havertz out for 4 months. Gabriel is now going to be out probably till the end of the season.
Definitely till the end of the season.
Finishing second in the Premier League, getting to the quarterfinals of the Champions League in these circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
People are saying Arteta's doing a pretty good job.
I disagree. Why are we getting them injuries? Because you know all them injuries are the same.
Hamstrings
and knees.
Yeah.
Are you telling me that's not overtraining when we go to a break
camp
abroad and we do pressing training and Havertz is out immediately till the end of the season?
Yeah.
Ben White's had a knee injury. Saka had a hamstring injury. Havertz with a hamstring injury. Jesus with a knee injury. It's all knees and hamstring.
I'm
sorry, but that's right.
I just think
very
it's
fact.
funny. I just think it's funny the fact that Arteta's like
Right,
been branded a bit of a hero doing miracle work
He's not a hero, and he's not doing miracles.
because Tottenham had all these injury problems and they're like 15th in the league.
Okay,
I
yeah.
love the way you now
There's
care
a-
about Jesus and Havertz.
It's the type of injury they've got. I'm not saying I care about them as...
Big improvement.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is it's the type of injury. Everybody at Arsenal is getting the same injury, knee or hamstring. It's got to be something with the training. I'm not arsed that Jesus is out to the end of the season. If anything,
But the
does
thing
us a
is,
favour.
Saka is back, Odegaard is back.
But they've
You've
got-
lost Gabriel, which is massive, I think, now.
It is because
going
we've
in.
only got two central defenders. Because Kivior's okay, but he's not a winner. He's not going to win you the league. He's not going to win
Where's
you the
Ben
Champions
White at now?
I think he's just getting back to where he should be.
So you need him to be playing at centre back now.
I think Ben White is wildly underrated.
Because I think he could play with Saliba
Yeah.
and do an okay job.
I think he could be fantastic. If we could have Timber as a right back, I would trust Ben White in the middle with Saliba.
Yeah.
Arteta won't do that because he's a fucking idiot.
Well, I mean, as long as he earns enough to pay for his fake tans, he's happy, isn't he?
Well, he's not really a football fan, is he? He is a bit of a prissy fanboy. But while he plays football the way he does, I'm happy Ben White doing whatever he wants to off the pitch. Couldn't care less. Not asked about my footballers' private lives. I'm asked about what they do.
What are we doing playing it across the box?
I mean,
That
to be
was
fair, it
abysmal
worked.
passes.
Yeah, but
You had nowhere
you
to go
taught
either.
that.
Your players are not making runs, so you have
You
to go across
taught
the
that.
box. You've got nowhere to go. There's nobody making space
Yeah.
forward. There's
It's not
nobody
even
making runs.
direct across the box.
But yeah, I wanted to point out anyway the referee in the Arsenal-Everton game.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not just on about the penalty here because the penalty was not a penalty. There's no two ways about it. I think I counted Everton having 7 free kicks that they shouldn't have had because they weren't even fouls.
No way you counted.
Yeah.
No
Right.
way you tallied this.
Of course I did. When someone goes down and it's not a foul, I'm making note of
One
it.
to the tally.
So Everton had 7 free kicks that shouldn't have been a free kick, and one of them was a penalty. And Arsenal had 8 free kicks that should not have been free kicks because they weren't fouls.
I looked at that free kick then and think, was it even pulled enough to even fall down?
No. But this is the point.
So
I'm
now
making.
we've got a free
Football
kick.
is
So now we've got a free
pathetic,
kick.
which could result in a goal.
It does result in a goal.
Does result in a goal.
Yeah.
It was pretty
So-
lucky, but it did result in a goal.
So a kind
And
of
there's no-
bullshit free kick.
There's no way that
Oh,
should
so
have been a
I'm
free
okay with
kick.
it.
How shit is football now? Really? Come
Yeah.
on, mate. Are you telling me any of these would have been free kicks when we were playing? We used to kick holes out of each other years ago.
Yeah.
Well, then again,
It's
didn't
just not
someone get yellow
football
for
anymore.
tearing
It's just
someone's leg
poor.
apart?
The officiating is poor. VAR is not fit for purpose. And the rules, to be honest, now are not fit for purpose. It's a non-contact sport now, and football should be a contact sport. But it's just embarrassing that he's not offside because your defender's a bit too far back. But that should never have been a free kick. It was poor defending, very poor defending, and that was more luck than it
That
was
was
judgment.
lucky, yeah.
He just stuck his foot out to block it, and it happened to then just go into the corner. Ramsdale got no chance.
I do feel bad for Ramsdale, though, to be fair.
Yeah.
That was not meant as a shot. I like Bergvall, don't get me wrong. I think he's a great
Oh,
player.
I love the kid.
I've always said for a while, I think if they give that as offside, mate, honestly.
I was going to say, the guy on the front post looks like he's playing him on. It looks pretty obvious that he looks the
I
furthest
guess
on the
back.
front post.
I guess we'll find out in a minute.
I'd say Uga Chokwu maybe is at the front post.
It looks a bit like Uga Chokwu, doesn't it?
You're Chinese
But everybody
order.
else, I mean, from that angle, it looks,
Looks
pretty
offside.
obvious.
But if you put it at a different angle,
Ugo Chukwu, apparently,
so I do.
according to the commentator. Ugo Chukwu.
Ugu Chukwu.
Why zoom in there? Why zoom in on the Southampton player when he's nowhere near
There's
the guy
no point
that
even showing these pictures.
put the
'cause you
lines
don't
up.
Put lines up on the TV, so
gosh.
they might as well. At least in like 10 days' time, a semi-automatic takes place, so everything
This-
should be a bit quicker.
this
You
is
learn how to
just
draw place in shapes in
embarrassing.
nursery.
Why is it this difficult?
You learn how to draw shapes in nursery.
Have you seen that picture of the Belgian VAR where one of them's on bloody Bet365?
Yeah.
No.
Have you not seen it?
No.
They're in the VAR room, and one of the guys on VAR has got his phone out, and he's on a betting site.
I mean, to be fair, when you flip it round, he looked a little bit more offside, but that could just be the camera angle.
Yeah.
Well,
Because we have seen...
put the lines up, and then we'll know. Do you know what I mean? It's that easy, isn't it? I don't understand why they don't
I
just
don't get
put the
why they
lines
can't
on.
put the lines up anymore.
It doesn't make sense.
You learn how to draw.
This should be the
picture
first thing they
primary
do.
school.
We're checking for offside. Put the lines up. He's off. He's on. Whatever.
He looks so far on, it doesn't even look close from here.
No, it doesn't.
You know what? I was watching a video, and I think it was Everton scoring a goal to get them into the Champions League and stuff like that. And it was a through ball that was like such fine margins for Cahill to score. It was like Moyes doing to get through and stuff. And you look at it and think, you know what? That would go through VAR scrutiny and stuff like that if it wasn't. But it's a great goal, and it was great about football and stuff.
Do you know the thing that bugs me most about VAR?
They don't draw lines
It
on.
doesn't have to stay. We don't have to use VAR. It's not written within the rules of football.
Look at that angle. Look at that angle.
Although
Why have he not stuck to that angle? Because that one looks offside.
it looks days offside.
So why
there,
are they sticking with that angle constantly?
Why not just put the lines
So then
on?
you can understand. It's like, it's not difficult. You've actually got it.
Just put the lines on, and then you'll know if he's offside or not.
He's going to be offside.
Hopefully.
He's going to be offside just because.
I hope he's offside. And then I hope Southampton
Oh
run
my
up.
God, we're going to be playing till tomorrow.
Have
Alright,
you seen
well,
one of the Wolves games?
I've just had my run through.
I wish we'd have just set a stopwatch
It's insane.
from when
isn't
the
it?
goal was scored to like now, because this is absolute garbage. How long it's taking, all this zooming.
I think
You
it
know
was,
what?
One of the Wolves games, they had like a 7-minute VAR
For me,
intervention.
it's supposed to be striker's advantage and stuff.
Well,
how
Where's
if
the
it
advantage
takes
in that?
this long to decide if it's offside or not,
That
it
can't
should
be
be
a
a
clear
goal. And I
advantage.
know that's against my own team, but for me, if it's taking this long to decide if it's a goal or not,
Yeah.
then it's
It is ruled out, by the way. But what gets me the most
How
is
did
it's
you hear
it's
that?
written in the
I know
rules.
it's ruled out because obviously I have seen it.
It's written in the rules that the offside is there to prevent an unfair advantage.
Yeah,
How is that an unfair advantage?
yeah.
Even Lucas
It's just
Bergwall
not.
shook his head after it.
Yeah, they've just disallowed it. That's why
Jesus Christ. Well, yeah,
he shook his head, not shaked.
that's why I corrected it to shook.
Yeah.
I'm losing the plot.
Yeah,
Fair
that-
enough. He's offside, but
what's
why
that,
did it
5
take so long?
Is that 4.5, 5 minutes? then for
That's
that?
a long time. That is probably
ages,
one
isn't
of the longest I've ever seen.
I would agree. That was.
I don't think
ridiculous.
I've ever sat here thinking. And I'm sorry, if I was at that game now in the stadium,
You'd be fuming,
I'd be
wouldn't you?
bored fucking shitless.
Yeah, because you don't know what's going on. Nobody's telling you what's going on. Honestly, and it's like I've just said a few minutes ago, VAR is not fit for purpose. We don't have to keep it in the game. Why don't we just stand up as a people and go, we're not having this anymore?
Well, again,
VAR is not.
Well, we're getting semi-automated, so
helping
hopefully that's going to improve it a bit.
Have you heard
And you
anything?
know what? All these penalties and stuff like that. You said it now. Maybe we need to go to like tennis rules, and basically each team gets like 2 reviews, and you decide if you
Do you know
want to
what?
make a review.
The way it's
That's
going, I'm for that.
actually- Yeah.
If you
for
get,
that.
if you so
That's
so
a
like
shout.
yesterday, Arteta could go, I'll review that penalty.
But Arteta's the only one that can call that review, not the players.
yeah,
Only the manager can call for a
and
review.
the captain.
Manager
So the
only.
captain
no,
on the pitch
manager
says
only.
to the manager,
The
"We
captain's
want a
got that
review."
choice anyway to go to the manager and go, we need that reviewing.
Because
Yeah.
obviously because the manager is going to have TV footage of it, so they're going to know if they can do that. Now, do you ban the TV screens from a manager?
No.
Because in effect, they've got an unfair advantage, or do they have a fair advantage because they can see it?
Yep.
I don't know. What would you do? Would you ban it? I think just let them have it.
But still, even looking at that, that's a free
But then
kick that's
again,
been whipped
if
into the
your
box
if your
and there's
manager's
like a
got
foot
the
in it.
screen and
There's
can
not
see
even
that
a foot
you've
in it.
had something disallowed that you shouldn't have had disallowed, he then should be allowed to go, I've seen it. I know it should be a legit goal, so let us have the goal.
If there's
I
like
want
a
it reviewed.
foot in it, it's understandable. But there was like not even a few inches in that. It's a free kick whipped into the box. There's not a few inches in that. Anyone could have had their head on it. Where's the unfair advantage?
Yeah, it's crazy. The rules just they're stupid, and the VAR is not helping football.
No.
Even Goldbridge lately has been defending Arsenal because he turned around and said that the Skelly one was never a penalty. He said, "How can anybody in VAR look at that and tell me that that's definitely a penalty?"
If anything,
But you look
absolute
at
joke.
Tarkovsky's challenge. How was that never a red card?
It was a red all day long. But then
Everybody knew it. Even Duncan Ferguson knew it, and he was one of the toughest players doing challenges like that constantly.
Yeah, there's a lot that's
yeah,
just
if anything,
shocking,
that
really.
Skelly one yesterday was an Arsenal free kick.
I don't think it was anything. I think the two players just come together.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
if anything,
I don't think it was. I don't think there was any foul in there at all. And the fact it was given as a penalty is, quite frankly, just embarrassing. Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. It wasn't even a foul either way. There was no foul there. There was no rough
it was
play.
A fair 1v1.
It was just
Why
two
is he
players
getting
falling
muscled
over.
off? Oh my
Brennan
days!
Johnson's just
There
scored
you
a
go, made
second.
up for it.
I don't think he was anywhere near offside
Another
then.
20
No.
minutes reviewing it. Here we go.
Yeah, well, time it 41-14.
Get you to start watch up here.
So if it
Oh dear. That's what my
Yeah.
ladies just put. Oh dear.
yeah, your lady's a Spurs fan, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is
I suppose it works in my advantage. At least you'll be in a good mood.
That's true.
and you'll need cheering up.
That's true.
No, it doesn't work like that.
What you rate Marty get after this kind of
Because that's fine for me. Nothing wrong there. That's an okay header. I think he gets muscled off it too easily. Bergvall's
Your
off.
defenders are
no, he's
so
onside.
slow coming out.
Yeah.
Jesus, your defenders just aren't arsed about coming out at all.
Can't be letting Solanke
I mean,
do
to be
that
fair, that's
him,
a
though.
decent finish because he could have put his foot through it,
Yeah,
and instead he just let it rest on his foot and roll
Yeah.
into the corner. That was a good finish.
Solanke can't let Solanke do that to him. Though, so whoever your defender was against.
I think the most annoying thing is it doesn't bother me getting relegated because it's been so obvious for a while. Like previous times we've been relegated, it's brought me close to tears because it's like gutting. This season is probably the first time getting relegated where it's like full on deserve it, and don't even give a fuck.
Yeah, I think
A simple fact is, do I care that we're getting relegated? No, because this team is fucking abysmal.
yeah, it just doesn't deserve to be in the
The
top
one
flight,
thing I
does it?
wanted was to beat Derby's record, just for the fact that it's been embarrassing anyway, and to be the worst ever.
Would just
we
be
just
horrendous,
and it's
wouldn't
bad
it?
enough that like we've lost 9-0 twice, and they just keep going on and on and on about it every time we play Leicester or Man United. Or at any point, they just like to point that stat out. So to then be like the worst team ever, they're just going to go on about that constantly.
Yeah, well, we still talk about Derby,
Yeah.
and that was years and years ago. So I'd like you to get a couple more points at
To
least.
still be
But we were so close against Palace, and then a mistake. And these are mistakes by players that want to stay in the Premier League as well. It was Taylor Harwood-Bellis.
Yeah, it was.
Who Palace were rumoured to sign. And now do we sign him? When you've got players that just can't keep their composure for the last minute of a game.
Well,
So
Yeah, I
it's
reckon
just so frustrating to go through it constantly. Like, I'd love Ramsdale to stay next season and get us promoted again, but he's just not going to. And I worry the fact that we're going to go back to, like, Alex McCarthy or something, or Joe Lumley potentially in goal. Because I'm like, what keeper are we going to sign? Because we need to sign a top keeper.
to
have any chance. You know, we need good players, but a lot of them are going to go, yeah, we'll get money in the bank.
But he's using it, isn't it? Using it wisely.
Yeah.
Because Ramsdale's definitely kept you from matching Derby. because we went through your next fixtures before the season ends, just before
Yeah.
you got here.
Yeah.
I feel like it's still far-fetched to say you're going to match
It's
the derby,
Leicester.
but Ramsdale's
It's
kept doing it.
Leicester. Leicester's the only game where you look at it and go, okay, that's a possibility.
Looking at the Premier League now, anyone bottles anything.
Yeah.
So I don't say it's far-fetched for you to lose or win anything.
I mean, there's 7 minutes added on. So that tells
At
you that
least
there was
6
at
of those
least,
are the VAR.
5-6 minutes is purely that VAR deciding if it was offside or not. And in the long
What
run,
else has there been?
it doesn't even matter. I mean, yeah, we had one chance so far. And literally, it seems shocking the fact that we've actually got the ball in your half. That's what actually shocks me
That's-
more. That
That's
it
the
feels
bad
like
thing
for the
about
last
it.
20 minutes or so, we haven't even had the ball.
Yeah, it's insane.
I'm just going to actually bring it up just to see how what the possession is, because it feels like we haven't had the ball hardly anything.
And again, Madison's just giving it to
So
Fernandes.
let's see. So the stats say 65% possession to you. We've had it 35%. I believe that.
Is there any way to see the action area?
We haven't
from
had a
VAR?
shot.
I don't believe there is. But I reckon at least a good percentage of the action's been in your defending third.
Well, touches in the opposition box. We've touched it in your box 6 times. You've touched it in our box at 18. You know, 9 throw-ins. Crossing's not been very good.
It's a matter of 3
Long
times
ball.
the amount. It's-
Opposition half. So in the opposition half, you've had it 122 touches in our half. We've only touched the ball
that's
in
growing
your
at the moment.
half 32. It is going up at the moment.
Yours
because
is
we're
going up
actually
Southampton because you're actually in there half
we've
at
got
the
the
moment.
ball at the moment.
You're not doing
the-
a lot with it.
But
But
it goes back to the point. What
He's
was
going.
the point in wasting 5 minutes just for that?
that Tyler Diblin
Because
is
look at
definitely
this
going.
stuff.
Oh, I did not see that score.
What?
So as I'm looking at the results now, did you know that it is Brentford 0, Chelsea 0? But that's not the interesting one.
Ooh,
So Liverpool were winning 1-0.
Yeah.
They're not winning 1-0.
I like
Don't
that.
tell me they're winning like 3-0 or 4-0.
No, there's been 3 goals. It's just been to Fulham.
Fulham 3, Liverpool 1.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
At half-time.
Oh, there's going to be the papers are going to be protesting. I guarantee there's some dodgy decisions in there that Liverpool fans are going to have all over social media by the end of this game.
It's literally been all Fulham. Liverpool have had 2 shots in
Yeah.
this game.
They're 11 points clear anyway. They've won the league, and
Yeah, they're gonna win the league.
Decisions like the penalty against Lewis Skelly are going to win them the league, because the amount of times that shit is happening is just a joke. It wouldn't bother me as much if it was any other team winning the league, but Liverpool.
Would you had a chance without VAR even though? Because you're saying like with chances like
No,
Lewis Skelly's.
no, I don't
Would
think
you have a
that.
chance without VAR even?
Not with Arteta in charge.
I know
Because
you're
he's
putting
gone
it
for a
down to,
play
like,
on the
Lewis
ball.
Skelly's thing,
No. We're 11 points behind. That's not down to one penalty decision. If we didn't have Arteta, we could have won the league in the last 3 years. 2 years ago, we were 8 points clear. Last year, we were also like 3 or 4 points clear, maybe even 5 points clear at one point,
What would you?
and
have kept
still
Emery?
lost the league.
Would you have kept Unai Emery?
I don't. So Emery went 21 games unbeaten at Arsenal, and we still
Look,
sacked
there's
him.
managers that have been at clubs that they've sacked that was probably a big mistake, and it can go back years and years and years.
Jose Mourinho.
Because obviously Man United have never been the same since Ferguson left. David Moyes is top quality manager. They sacked him after one season because of one season.
I
Do
think
you
that was
honestly
shocking.
believe that Man United under Moyes wouldn't have turned it round
I think
once
we
he'd
I
got
definitely
his
think
own
they-
way?
yeah, I definitely
Considering
think
Moyes won a European trophy at West Ham, he's doing wonders at Everton now, which he was doing wonders before at them, which is why he got the Man United job in the first place. So if they'd have stuck with him for like the Arsenal effect with Arteta, are Man United
gonna
the
take
team
that?
that they are now?
I'm just going to brush over that like he
You're gonna
hasn't said
take
that.
You're gonna take that.
What?
The Arteta effect. What have we won?
No, keeping a manager for longer than you probably should have. That's the Arteta effect.
Probably. We've kept
You know,
Arteta for 5
Here we
years
go.
longer than we
Do
should have
you
done.
think Tottenham
let's
would
go
be
back
the
to
same?
Moyes.
Would Tottenham be the same team they are now had they have kept Nuno?
No.
No, they'd be better.
Yep. You could have said that about anyone.
Yeah.
Poch, Conte, even.
You know,
Conte had his spells.
would
Let's be honest.
Mourinho have won that trophy at Spurs had they kept him for that final?
I reckon
It's hard
so.
to say, but he'd have had a better shot than they had without him.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, you could say that about any manager we've let go, though.
and I say it
Because
now,
it's Levy
would we
letting
have
him
got
go.
relegated if we'd have kept with Hasenhüttl? Probably not. Would we have more points now if we'd have stuck with Martin? I probably think so. Probably only like maybe 4 or 5.
It doesn't
but-
matter. You only need 2. You need 2 to be where you
Yeah.
want to be. So, like, if you'd have got, let's say you'd have got 4 points more than what you've got now. That
So
would have
I
been
honestly believe we would have more
That was
points
humble.
under Martin than we would had
It's just
we have
chess, you moan.
not. So
enough. Hit him there.
yeah. So I think that
Johnson.
big mistakes.
Was it Johnson that controlled it?
Sometimes you just
Six
need to
grand,
stick
yes.
with your manager for however long. You
Yeah.
can tell if it's going to work or not.
A lot of it comes down to ownership.
When your manager has had 5 years, still hasn't bought a striker, has thrown away an 8-point lead in February, and then thrown a 5-point lead away in February, I think that's time to say goodbye. When
don't
your
get what's
record,
going on
but
with
if
when
you
your
win-
when your record in the FA Cup is 4th round, 3rd round, 4th round, 3rd round, and 3rd round, your manager is not good enough.
I don't get what's wrong with your board, though. They sacked Emery, but they're happy to keep Arteta.
Arteta costs less.
Does Emery do a better job?
100%.
It's ruining the club's
100%.
reputation, though. I don't even know
But-
if it comes down to that anymore. It's ruining the
But
club's
at the
reputation.
moment,
That was
I know you say that you can't, but you can because you're in the competition. But if you win that Champions League, you are stuck with Arteta for the next 5 years. That
Stuck
would
with
be enough.
Arteta anyway.
You
The
will-
board are not going to get rid of Arteta whether he wins it or whether we get beat 12-0 by Real Madrid. It's not going to matter what happens. Arteta's got a job for life because the board won't sack him.
You got caught lucky there by Ramsdale again.
I'd expect my keeper to save that.
I'd expect you keep to save that, to be fair.
Because
Right,
he
it's
didn't
now
put
half
that
time,
in.
so we're going to go to a break now. We're at half time. It's Tottenham 2, Southampton 0, and more's the pity. So yeah, we'll see you lovely people very shortly. Hello and welcome back from the break. When we went to break, it was 2-0 to Tottenham.
Still
And
2-0.
we've come back
Now
from
it's
break, and it's 2-0 to
Tottenham.
Tottenham. Southampton do, however, have a corner,
It's been 20 whole minutes and it's
which was
1-0
caught
to
by
Tottenham.
Vicario
Corner
quite
that
easily.
was.
Hooray!
So, anyway, right, yes. Welcome back. We are watching Tottenham versus Southampton, which is a more pleasant experience for Zach being a Tottenham fan than it is for JimJam being a Southampton fan. Although your expectations of this season sort of disappeared
31
some months
weeks
ago. Yeah, some months ago. You'd lost expectation and hope for this season, although that was a great term
I
by
know.
whoever that was.
Aribo or Sulemana. Aribo, I think.
Aribo, what a touch and a turn. He then became very selfish afterwards
Yeah.
and far too greedy, but the turn itself was absolutely
So there was
immaculate.
absolutely no point.
Your
Waste
team
of
sheet sounds
energy.
Like a Chinese restaurant. Your team sheet sounds like a Chinese restaurant.
Yeah, they don't have any Chinese players, though. He's good, though.
Tell me
I
there
s-
isn't a meal at the Golden Orient not called the Uga Joker.
It's great when Diblin's playing well.
Diblin's been superb today. And I like, we were talking during the break, and I said that I think Diblin is a fantastic player, and I think he'd get into most of the Premier League teams at the very least. I'd be happy if he joined Arsenal.
I don't think he.
I'm not saying he would-
play ahead
I'm
of
not
Saka, so he'd be wasted there.
But this is why I said to you, do you reckon he'd be able to play on the left? Because I reckon he would be utilised at Arsenal on the left. Because I like Martinelli, I think he's great, but you don't always get...
Well, he probably could play on there because, in effect, it's the same as Saka cut inside or whatever. But his end product just isn't quite there yet. He needs more games.
Maybe. Maybe it's a bit like me wanting Archie Gray at Arsenal, really, and then Tottenham went and ruined it, signed him. Tottenham ruined him. They went and signed him, which was very disappointing. And Spence as well. What did Arsenal sign Spence? Tottenham went and signed him as well.
We didn't quite ruin him, though.
There's some players I'd just like to stay, but it's a complete rebuild. You know,
Depending on what players.
That's an unlucky touch. She
That's
was away
unlucky,
there,
yeah.
and it just went the wrong way. If it'd have got that under, there would have been a chance. But as it happens, no.
Pressure's good.
And that's the thing, though, isn't it? It does feel as though a lot of the times the luck is going against Southampton. I'm not saying that's why you are where you are. You probably deserve to be at the bottom of the league.
Oh.
But do you deserve to be the worst team in history? I don't think you do, really.
We've been harshly done by in a lot of games.
I think so.
Where we would have points, and now if we'd have got them points, would the Premier League table be looking the way it is? You never know.
I mean, you definitely should have beaten Palace last time out.
Could have beaten Palace last time out. Could have beat Palace the other day. We could have beaten Leicester. We could have beaten Liverpool. We could have beaten whoever else.
Arsenal, you were close.
Newcastle, Arsenal. And you know what? That's what? I bet you that's 15, 20 points.
If you go 2 points a game, we've just mentioned, 7 games? That's 14 points.
That's 24 points. And you know what? That's not a million miles off going towards the end of a season and the Premier League table being a lot tighter. And interesting.
I think if you guys had another 14 points, which is, I don't think we're clutching at straws saying that either, to be honest. I think that is a viable thing where you could genuinely be at that point because you have been very close in a lot of games. So yeah, another 14 points, you'd be 24? So you'd still be in the relegation zone.
It's like that first game of the season against Newcastle where we had a better team, we had more chances, we should never have lost that game. And if you win that first game of the season, does the momentum change for the entire season? Maybe.
I think so. That was decent defending, to be fair. Games from the WWE wrestler.
And now he's up front.
I looked like he was offside.
Yeah, he did look that way.
Oh, showing why he's not a striker. There you go. Then he dived to try and get something out of it, and luckily the ref didn't fall for it for once.
Why the hell he was up front, we'll never know.
Yeah.
Well, he come out of defence, didn't he? Romero we're on about. He took the ball out of defence, stepped in, took the ball really well, did his defensive duty perfectly,
then again,
carried on his run.
Against you lot by being up front.
Yeah, but it's not really a challenge to score past Raya, though, is it?
I mean, being
so anything else this week been happening? We are happy with the midweek game with your super makeshift striker scoring again.
I think super.
Mikel.
It's a bit much, but yeah, Marino got a goal. Saka finally come back. Got his headed goal, which was well played by Martinelli, I have to say.
Yeah.
But again, disappointing game. 2-1 against Fulham, and no offence to Fulham, but we should have been far more convincing in that game.
Never satisfied.
Well, we should have been more convincing.
Never satisfied.
If you're not good enough, then you're not going to be satisfied with it, are you? And we should have been better.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah, still disappointed. Still don't think Arteta's good enough.
That's it.
Forest beat United 1-0 though, so I quite enjoyed that game.
Any reason you can.
Really enjoyed Nottingham Forest. He gives me so many reasons.
And somehow you find them.
They're just there. It's like, look at the facts. The stuff is there to dig it in with. Ipswich 2, Bournemouth 1. How did you find that game? Expecting it?
No, I didn't expect it.
You just don't care anymore.
I don't really care because the Premier League set. The 3 teams there are going down.
Bottom 3 are probably going down, yeah. Let's look at it.
Liverpool are winning the league. Arsenal are probably in the Champions League. Forest, bit of a surprise that they lost to Villa.
Ooh, so not a bit.
2-1. So it's still questionable, will they or won't they make it? That's probably about the most interesting thing going on at the moment. Will Forest make the Champions League? That's probably the most interesting thing about the Premier League. Because everything else is boring as shit. Because it's already happened.
Accurate.
Yeah, I mean, Liverpool are sorted now. They've won it. The 3 that are going down. So yeah, for the most exciting and interesting league in the world, it's been a bit boring this season.
Yeah.
The decisions from our officials are beyond bad. The decisions then that have gone to VAR have been beyond bad. It's been a real poor indictment of English football this season, in my opinion. VAR has been shocking in many, many, many games, and I'm not just talking Arsenal. Southampton games, they've been bad. Liverpool games, they've been bad.
I've not watched as much football this year. I
Why would
started
you
off
want
the
to?
season watching a lot.
Why would you
and
want
as
to?
the season's progressed, it's like...
Is that because you've been hammered every week, or is that because the football's been shit? Or is it because VAR and refs are just ruining it?
Probably a bit of everything.
Because I would say that I haven't watched as much neutral football as I normally would.
Yeah.
Because the decisions just drive me insane. Right, I get annoyed for the teams that it goes, unless it's Liverpool. I get annoyed for the teams that it goes against because I just think that, like, you know, Wolves, West Ham. I don't care who wins, but if an obvious decision goes against West Ham, I'm going to be annoyed about it. I don't care. I don't care what happens. I don't give a shit.
We did say we were talking somewhere, and we said like the Tartovsky challenge and stuff like that in grassroots football, and that challenge isn't great. That's exactly what you want your defender to be doing. He won the ball first.
I don't know
and
if
took
that's
the player after.
I don't know if that's exactly what you want to do on a Sunday
Are you not
league. You're getting a
telling
red
me
card for that.
No, you're not.
You are.
You're not. It's not even a foul.
I would
Sunday
give a red
league.
card for that on a Sunday
Because he got
league.
the ball
He
first.
stamped in his leg.
He didn't. He just followed through and hit him.
Yeah, it's a red card.
No, it wouldn't be though, would it?
On a Sunday league?
Yeah.
For me, that on a Sunday league is a red card.
No, it wouldn't be though.
I think
Got
it
the ball
is.
first.
I don't give a
He
shit.
got the ball first. He followed through.
You're endangering an opponent.
What do you expect him to
You
do on
don't.
the follow-through?
What do you see in
Stamp
Sunday
his
league football? You see
foot into the
challenges
ground.
like that.
That doesn't make it right.
I didn't say it was right. I'm just saying that's just
If I was a ref on a Sunday morning and saw that tackle, I would send the guy off.
like if you saw that's the kind of challenge that you'd expect Vinnie Jones, Razor Ruddock,
Yeah,
you
but
know,
we're
to
in
be
it-
making, and they wouldn't get booked.
These are not footballers anymore in the Premier League. They're athletes.
Yeah,
Big difference.
we
They're
have
not
said
footballers
that
anymore.
but
So you can't tackle an athlete like you can tackle
yeah, I
a
know.
footballer.
But when was the game better?
Oh, when footballers played it, 100%.
Yeah,
That's why football's ruined now. VAR, the stupid decisions, pathetic fouls like the one that's just been given. Barely touch the guy. He fly up. As long as you've got all 4 limbs in the air, you'll get a free kick nowadays. That's pretty much how it seems to
Have
go.
you seen Michael Richards' famous dive?
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
that's funny. Did you see
Look, look. Barely
Yeah,
touched
I
it.
know.
Oh! But because you do that little
and he
stupid little
pretends to be
jump.
hurt. That's what annoys me as well.
And they know the amount of cameras that are around. Like,
Yeah.
You know you can't get away with that.
They're going in the Alphabet League.
That must be what they're going.
But did you see the pass back for the Ipswich
No.
v Wolves? So the Ipswich player played it back. The keeper went to put his foot on the ball, missed it, and then had to dive back and just about kept it out the goal with his hands.
So
But because it was a pass back, so it was a free kick. They didn't score the free kick because obviously it was
Muric
like
do a
10
similar
years
thing?
With it then.
Didn't Muric do a similar thing last season?
That's not a free kick.
probably.
Don't give a free kick for that. Oh my God. Football is so soft. It's pathetic. Are you telling me that was a foul?
Yes. Well,
It's
the
not
ref
a
is.
chance.
I don't know whether he was
It's
talking
so
to
He
the ref.
just
soft.
smiles.
Yeah, she's won a foul.
They're embarrassed to even show it again.
Yeah, they won't even show the challenge again because they know full well it was nowhere near a foul.
Yeah, that's right.
Just embarrassing. It's honestly, it is snowflake football now. It's not even football, is it? It's snowflake athletics.
It might as well be non-contact. It might as well.
It is non-contact. Look, foul.
It is.
Yeah.
It is non-contact. The second you make contact with someone, they hit the floor, you get a foul.
Yeah.
So it is
Might
non-contact. then.
they might as well play to keep the players safe and everything.
Oh, I'm in so much pain. He barely touched.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
It's a collision of thighs.
Wow.
Yeah. Or yeah, you must be in absolute agony, Solanke. I bet that really
It's
hurts.
not a foul.
No, it's not. They ran into each other. Who cares? 50-50s are not fouls.
It wasn't even like it was.
That's what Ryan thought when going into one.
Right,
I look at the bench and the players coming on. I'm like, oh my god, they're not even Premier League standard players coming on. How they going
Smallbone
to
was the
come
only
in?
one I saw. I didn't see the other one. He got his head down, tying his boots. Who was the other one?
Yeah, I just.
I don't know.
I didn't
I
see.
really
I didn't
pay
see who
attention.
it was.
I just saw
guessing
small
you just
bones.
I saw
shiny head.
small bone. Small bone shiny head. Jesus. Harsh.
But I'm okay that he's going to hopefully be there next season because he is a championship player.
And he's not a bad player, to be fair to him. He's not awful.
He will do a job. Maybe not even a starter, but he will start some games because we need players for a long season. But at least he is at a level that is competitive.
At least you get more games for your season ticket price, though.
Macclesfield have signed some players on for next season.
10 have signed new contracts. 10 players that we've got this season have signed extensions for next season.
Some good players there, like Mendy, Pemberton, Rooney.
and Mendy I'm happy about. Rooney I'm happy about. In fact, to be fair, there's not a player in there that I looked at the signing sheet and thought...
And you're probably glad the fact that it's been done so early as well.
Yeah. Because you know now, there's no going into the summer thinking, oh, are they going to sign Rooney
Are they
or are they
not?
going to... Is Pemberton staying or is
I think the other
Mendy
player
gonna
is
stay?
Wellington.
Oh, okay. And your opinions on him?
He's done okay.
I quite like him, Smallbone. I actually think he is a good player. Yeah. I've seen a couple of games now that he's been involved in, and I genuinely think he is a good player. I like him quite a lot.
Yeah,
and I do think he'd be a massive...
I think Wellington will do all right in the Championship if we keep hold of him.
Okay.
It depends if he stays. It's like he's gone down. And
That was a
good save.
Solanke, by the way.
Yeah, but Slanky's not a good striker, though, is he?
did he let go?
Apparently not.
Apparently not, is it?
Shouldn't he be carded for that? I don't know if he's handballed
It
it.
probably should be.
It doesn't matter if a keeper as an ex-keeper from years ago, if you handle the ball out the area, it's a yellow card.
Is it? Or is it a red card?
It's a red, isn't it? Or is that
It's a red if you're stopping that wasn't stopping a chance on goal. Because for a start, no one was in front of him; he was behind him, and there's no chance of him getting a shot on target from there. Let's be real about it. Oh yeah, he pulled the ball back, didn't he? Did you see him just at the end?
Yeah.
This will probably be a slightly better angle. So what's happened?
Does
Ramsdale's made a good save. He's got up and run across.
For what
Defender
happened?
should have dealt with it. That he slipped, and then he pulls it back now. There you go, see?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that for me is a definite yellow card.
Yeah.
He hasn't stopped a goal-scoring opportunity, I don't think.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a rule.
No.
I genuinely didn't.
But yeah, that for me is a yellow card.
Does he stop a goal scoring opportunity? Because if it's going towards Solanke and he's
You don't know
set up
who's behind him,
completely-
though, because if there's nobody running in, then no. But why wouldn't the defender deal with that? Why wouldn't the defender just go, no, I'm
In
sorry.
theory, he got
Aaron,
away with one.
I'm sorry, Aaron, I'm not. I'm just dealing with it. So that was poor from Ramsdale, to be fair. Big
got
fan of
away with
Ramsdale. Still think he's better than Raya. That was a poor decision
got
from
away
him.
with that one.
Ramsdale made a Raya.
Yeah. Oh, Raya's bloody dreadful. I'm sick to death of us having David Raya.
We got that. And I'm
Drives me
guessing all
mad.
of the people that watch the podcast get that. You don't hide it very well.
The intention is not to hide it. I think he's shocking.
Arteta and Raya.
Arteta's shocking.
you're not
Raya's
hiding it.
shocking. Jesus, Zinchenko.
I mean, it was this week.
Sterling.
Didn't Matt go like 2-0 down this week?
Mac went 2-0 down this
and
week,
went
and then they scored the winner in the 94th minute,
Yeah.
I think,
Was
or
that
93rd
Rooney?
minute.
It was.
It was. But yeah, they pulled it back right at the death. Mendy, Elliott and Rooney scored for us. We're 2-0 down after 28 minutes. Mendy pulled one back after 32. Elliott made it 1-0 just before the break, and then 46th minute.
Yeah, if Rooney signs his new contract,
And then Rooney-
he scores.
Yeah, he signed a new contract and then he scored.
That's the way
I
to
mean,
seal
it's-
it, isn't it?
It doesn't really matter for Mac now. There's 8 games left and they're already champions.
Yeah.
But a win's a win.
I would like them to win on the 26th of April because that's when we're lifting the trophy. That's actually...
Is that when they've decided, announced it or whatever?
Yeah, it's also the last game of the season.
That would make sense.
Match. What are you doing
that
there?
would make a bit of sense.
What Macclesfield matches? Yeah, last game of the season against Whitby at home. They were at Leek before that, so I might even go and watch the Leek game as well. But I'll definitely be at the Mac Whitby game for sure. You'll be there as well. You'll be coming with me to that one, so we'll watch Mac
Forward
lift.
to it.
They lifted the trophy in 2019 on my birthday,
Yeah.
which was nice.
Yeah.
Now you've
This
got 2 days.
this one, it's a couple of days before,
Yeah.
but still,
Could have planned it for your birthday.
I know. Yeah, scumbags,
Graceful.
absolute scumbags. But I'm okay with it. They've won the league, and we're going to watch them lift the trophy. So
Yeah.
it's all good. It's all good. This has become a little bit dull, boys. I'm not going to lie. There's not really a lot to.
A little bit's putting it softly.
Yeah, because it's
poor
just,
defending
it's
again.
just usual standard stuff.
It's a bit
Yeah,
dull,
we're back
isn't
to
it?
normal Spurs and normal Southampton. Watch it, enjoy it, thrive it. That was shocking.
So what we got to look forward to? Liverpool have scored. Luis Diaz has scored. So it's now 3-2.
Pray.
3-2 now.
Just pray.
So we got Leicester Newcastle tomorrow. Then Tuesday. So Tuesday Arsenal play Real Madrid. Middlesbrough play Leeds. So that's 2 big games there.
No,
For the usual.
Arsenal Real Madrid's not a big game. We're going to get battered.
It's massive.
We've got loads of injured players. We've got Arteta as manager. We're going to get annihilated.
Getting Brentford and Chelsea is still nil.
I've got no faith that we're going to get any. We're not going to get anything out of that game.
So it's Bayern Munich versus Inter Milan. So
I think
first
that'll be a
things,
good game, you know.
Kane looks likely that he's going to win trophies this season.
Yeah, about time as well, to be fair.
Is he?
He's been a long time without winning anything. Yeah, have you not seen the league?
They're 6 points clear.
Plus,
at the
to be fair,
moment.
they've got a decent chance in the Champions League. Bayern Munich have, you know.
Leverkusen are like 31 games unbeaten in the Bundesliga away from home.
Crazy that, isn't it?
But you want to know something as well.
Yeah.
Valencia won their first away game in La Liga for 355 games against Real
355
Madrid.
against Real Madrid.
Days.
Wow.
And it was against Real Madrid. I didn't realise Valencia were that poor away from home. That must be where you just wake up thinking, we're just not going to win.
Yeah, and then you play Los Blancos and, you know, you grab a win there after almost a year.
So then the other 2 quarterfinals, Barcelona at Dortmund and
Barca winning.
PSG Aston Villa. Big game for Villa.
I'd like to see Villa do well, just because they haven't been in Europe for a long time.
No, Barca are winning it.
And I know,
I'm calling that for sure.
yeah, I'm not saying Villa are going to win it, but I'd like to see them do well, because I know a lot of Villa fans who aren't complete bellends. So it'd be nice.
And
to
there's
see
a
them do
draw
yeah, I
already
know
been
that.
done that if Arsenal and Villa go through as an English team in the final, guarantee.
Yeah, but Arsenal are not going through.
The thing is, though, they can.
They can. I can win the lottery. I can get struck by lightning.
Valencia
It doesn't mean it's
can
going
beat
to happen.
Real Madrid, so anybody can beat anybody on the day.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless it's Arsenal.
Did you expect to spank PSV like you did?
No, but I did expect to spank Everton.
Why
who we
did you
were
expect?
shocking against.
Why do you expect to spank Everton when Everton have been playing quite well?
Because we're meant to be title challengers, and we should be beating teams at that side of the league.
Yeah, but look at it this way: Real Madrid morale is going to be low
No, they're going to be on the bounce back.
because Valencia's keeper got man of the match, which means Real Madrid did own them but lost, and Valencia
Yeah,
won it
so-
in the 95th minute.
Well, our keeper's not getting man of the match, put it that way. So if they do that against us, we've lost.
Yeah, but you never know what
'Cause our
could
keeper's
happen.
shocking.
Morale is going to be low.
Raya, you know full well, has got the potential to pull out a worldie of a game.
Yeah,
He's already had a couple
it's
of them
like
this season, though, so I
once
don't
in
think
every
it's...
Yeah,
20,
so
but it's
you've got
possible.
every chance that could happen again.
Maybe. I seriously don't think we've got any chance of going through, but maybe.
I mean, be real.
So
you're not
maybe-
gonna spank them like 7-1 like you did PSV, but it's still possible for a slight upset 1-0,
Maybe.
2-1.
I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm not optimistic.
I called this to be 2-1. It's 2-0 to Spurs. I called it 2-1 to Saints.
Yeah, but you're always looking down on your team, though. Although, to be fair, this season, I'm not surprised
I've
because they've
got a
been
reason
shocking.
to.
Yeah, they have been awful this season.
There you go. More Chinese orders coming in.
Why isn't Onuachu starting,
He
given
was
the fact that
hurt.
he's about
He
7
was
foot?
hurt. He had an injury
Okay.
from the last game.
It would help having someone of his
He's a bit
size on,
skinny
because
for
he's
a
a
footballer.
monster, isn't he? He's
Yeah.
a real beast, isn't he?
He's a bit
We were
skinny,
playing
right?
Palace, and I was watching it,
Oh, that's
and
good.
there was a point where Onuachu touched the ball in the Palace box, and within 4 passes later, Ramsdale's got it.
That's bad, isn't it?
And it's just like, why in football do you have to go all the way back?
And again, you've got corners going back to keepers.
That's a lack of confidence, isn't it? Because they've not got the confidence
I'd
to play
rather
the
just
forward
play
pass.
it out, stick it in the box.
They haven't got the confidence to play the forward pass or make the cross. Your guys play like they're terrified all the time.
You've got like Onuachu in the
'Cause
box,
they
so
are.
if you get it right, it goes in, and it did. That's how we went 1 up. It
That's
was
how
a
you got a
cross in
goal.
the box, and he headed it, and he got a goal.
Good header as well, to be fair.
Yeah. So we just want to be. We should be pummeling them. I mean, you look at that
mean, you've been
touches in the
better this
opposition
half,
box. Yeah, we're playing better, but
Well, they've had 1 touch in your box,
So it seems
which will
like
be the
you-
one where Solanke took the shot and Ramsdale pushed it to the side and then handballed it out of the area.
yeah.
That's the only touch they've had inside your area this half.
What's
So,
the shot from inside the box?
again, it just shows it was a touch inside the box. So it just goes to show that Southampton are capable, just not for 90 minutes. You can seem to do it for 45. I reckon this will keep up for the end of this half now. It'll be more Southampton than Spurs.
It probably won't. It'll probably be like we'll do this till like the 82nd minute or 84th minute, and then
It's
Tottenham
75th
will
at the
get-
minute.
Someone write
and
that
then
down.
Tottenham will get another goal, and then probably another one. It'll probably finish 4-0. It'll probably be a couple chances maybe for Southampton to think, oh, can they get back in the game? And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we'll be left exposed at the back. Somebody will do something stupid like that cockwomble. And then...
It's Cockwomble his official title.
that's all of them.
That's all. Anyone in a pink
he's Lord
shirt is a
Cockwomble.
Cockwomble, and the manager is Lord Cockwomble. Nice.
Lord Cock. That's a funny
Lord
way of
Cockwomble.
I just-
Jesus.
announcing the minion.
I just love a little bit of luck. Like, if we got a goal in the next 5 minutes, at least it makes it a little bit entertaining. And they're going with a bit of fight.
Yeah, because I
Gives
can
you a
tell
bit of
you,
momentum as well.
I can tell you from a neutral point of view, this game is dog shit. It's boring.
Do we
there's
look
not a
like
lot
we're
going in.
fighting relegation or fighting to beat Derby's record?
You look like you just don't want to concede 10, and Spurs look like they've already won it. That's what this game looks
Yeah.
like right now.
Bit like when we were losing 5-0 in the other fixture, and Tottenham
Yeah,
took it
the
easy on
reverse
us.
fixture.
Yeah. Because that could have been
Oh,
the
that could have-
9-0
that could have
or
been the-
10-0.
that
That could
could have
have
been the
broken all
highest score.
sorts of records.
Could have been the highest scoring game ever, that could.
Because we were so
You
poor.
were beyond bad that day.
It's like, like now, we need to have a shot on target.
I
Test
mean,
the
he
keeper.
had a
I
shot,
mean, you had
to
a
be
shot,
fair.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
just
Not on target.
the Spurs defender was stood right
We
in
don't
front
get
of
in
him.
the right positions. I'm surprised he didn't give a
I
free
wouldn't
kick
put
there.
that down.
I mean, it wasn't
Spurs
a foul,
player
but I'm
went
surprised
down.
it wasn't given.
In the box, I know watch it, but no, it's too high.
It was way
And I'm
over him.
okay, because the ball's
At
gone
least
in the
they tried.
box.
At least they put a bit of effort in.
At least ball's gone in the box. He's got a
Oh,
point.
yeah.
Yeah. Proper player. And drug addict.
So who's drug addict?
Basuma.
I didn't know
But
he
I
was done
believe
for drugs.
in the last couple of weeks, I
And
believe
Haley
a head of
Williams before the
recruitment got
Leicester
dismissed and stuff like that.
For Saints.
Yeah,
Okay.
that doesn't surprise me.
No, I'm not sure. At least Arsenal now have a head of recruitment. We didn't have one for a long time.
I thought that was Edu.
Well, it was, wasn't it? But he left ages ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, you even.
And then we
posted a
waited
video
and
on
waited
the,
and waited and
account
waited.
saying that. Hey, all stretch here. Edgar's gone. Let's go.
Yeah, I was quite happy that Edu had gone. I thought we'd replace him before we did, like before the January transfer fucking window. But no, we waited till afterwards.
Wait, you've replaced him now?
Yeah.
Don't keep track.
Was it the guy from Atletico Madrid?
Something like
He
that.
come from
yeah.
Atletico. I think he came from
Had to
Atletico
Google
Madrid.
Won't come-
But he's.
I hadn't heard of him.
I hadn't heard of him, to be fair.
That's a good
But
sign.
then once I.
If you do direct.
Yeah, but the thing is
Yeah,
when
but you
when
don't
he's
know
doing
these
stuff in other
people.
countries, like I don't know the director of football at Barcelona or Real Madrid, but I know they've
Yeah.
got one.
Yeah. I'm happy with that.
That's a good shot.
Oh, it's a shot on target.
I'm not so happy with that attempt.
That was like he went to volley it on the edge of the area,
That's
and it looked like it was
he
set
went
lovely for
glory.
it.
He went for glory.
It was set lovely. He went for the volley, completely slipped, slid under the ball, and then Tottenham have just gently
I
just trotted
expect to
off
see
with it.
that on Friday Night Football.
I expect to see that on Friday Night Football. I expect to do that on Friday Night Football half the time. Just slip when I'm meant to kick the ball.
Yeah, Gerrard.
I expect that quite a lot.
Well, what the hell?
But that is what
There you go.
I want.
Graham,
At
drug
least
addict.
test the keeper. At least have a go.
Yeah,
Because
which
if
is
you
what they did then.
don't, I mean, that's fine. That was a great little bit of play between the two.
And to be fair, it was a
And it's a
decent
nice
hit as well. There was
At
a lot
least
of
he's
power in
testing
it.
him because that could go anywhere.
There was a lot of power in that shot. So yeah, anything could have happened.
Yeah, you got his shot off. Happy days.
But no.
Bergval's coming off. That's probably a mistake. I quite like him. I
God's
think he's good.
sake, he's coming off again. Fans are probably booing Postecoglou.
But it's about time Archie Gray had a bit of a shot at it.
Not taking the right player off though, are you?
Right, Madsen and Bergval have gone off. Gray and Basuma are now on. Let's see if that makes any difference.
I'd take Solanke off, put Johnson up from Madison on the wing, and the midfield three. Of
Solanke
Gray,
has been
Bissouma
poor
and
today,
Bergvall.
to be fair. At best, Solanke has been poor today.
Solanke hasn't really had many good.
Yeah, saying
James.
Paul's being kind. Oh no, Gray's at the back, I'm guessing.
Will he come good?
Solanke?
Yeah.
I don't think he's that great.
No. in the midfield.
I think he went through a good phase at Bournemouth,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden he's worth, 60 million or whatever
Yeah,
it was
we bought him for
quoted.
60 mil.
I
slated
thought
him
that
when
was
he scored.
like, because even I kept hearing, oh, well, you'd be happy if he was at Arsenal. I'm like, he might have had a good phase, but he's not been a great striker consistently. It's like Danny Welbeck. He's been fantastic this season, but if you look at his history, he's not actually that great a striker.
Hate Danny Welbeck.
I don't hate him.
No, I do. I don't know why. It's
I
just
think he's
bad.
decent, but I don't think he's amazing. I don't think he's great. I don't think he's going to win you a title. Oh, that was good play. It's a shame he took it. What have you hit the floor for?
Penalty.
You need to have a word with your man. He's gone down for absolutely nothing at all.
Sugawara. What kind of
He looks
names have
hurt.
you
He might have got kicked.
It was subtle if he has. Oh, fair play. He did get stood on.
And again,
There.
footballers are good at faking injuries nowadays. You never know.
Well, in this
What
day and
about-
age, that could be given as a penalty if they see the...
To be fair,
Yeah, with the right.
they
ref.
do get given as
Right,
penalties, though, depending on what team it is.
Well, if the one against Lewis Skelly was a pen, that was definitely a pen because there was actually contact
It
there.
definitely won't be a penalty.
No shot.
Because Ross Stewart's come on and he
Yeah,
hasn't
well,
come
the
on
rest
in this
just done
game
that
yet.
and put his arms across and slung them out in a no.
But literally, penalties have been given for that this season.
Yeah, 100%.
Not saying I like that, but
Penalties have
They
been
do.
given for less than that this season.
so our game. So obviously we need 2 points really
Yes.
to do that. So look, our next game is Villa. Now the advantage of that game is Villa have got a Champions League game, which they may care about a lot more.
Probably will. Care
And
about
we
that.
are at home, and Villa have got to travel to us after. I'm not sure. Is Villa, and they're away. So although they're only going to France, they've still got the travel,
And the game against PSG, which is not exactly going to be easy.
and that's on the Wednesday. So they're going to play on the Wednesday. They're going to come back on the Thursday.
Yep.
We're playing on the Saturday, so they've only got 1 day to prepare for that game.
And probably won't put the first team out.
Because I'm guessing that they probably have the next game
This is where JimJam said we'd score.
the following
Marcus.
3 days after. So we have the return.
Oh,
So can we get points
possible.
against Villa?
It's possible.
It is possible because they're going to have the eye on the Champions League.
Of course, it's possible.
West Ham away. Ugh. Tough to say. It depends what West Ham come out.
West Ham over abysmal.
Fulham at home. Can we?
Again, I said to him earlier, Fulham could be
could.
great. They could be terrible.
We could. Leicester away. We could.
Even Arsenal, you
Man
could.
City at home. Unlikely.
Unlikely, I'd go with that.
Everton away. Unlikely.
Could.
Last ever game at Goodison Park.
Could.
Oh, that is the last.
I'm just
That
saying.
is the last game at Goodison
I'm
Park.
just saying you could.
Arsenal.
To be fair,
away
how
in
many
this
how many
season.
times do you have a game like that that's momentous,
Yeah.
and it does go against the team it's momentous for?
Imagine being upset
'Cause
by
the pressure sort of
by the
builds
worst
so
team
much.
in the league on your last stadium's game. On your last game in that stadium.
Well, that's what will be that. The whole stadium will be known for the day that Southampton were not worse than Derby.
Yeah, the day
Just
that
before it gets
Southampton
torn
gained
down.
credibility at Everton's last home game in Goodison. It's written in the
So I
stars,
would
really.
love that. I really hope we've got the points before then.
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
I wish we already had them. I wish
Well,
we'd
yeah,
have
that
hung
goes
on
without
and
saying.
beaten Palace, because then the pressure's off then.
Then again, that would be the Hollywood ending for your boys to just go and do that at Goodison.
And that would be the double.
Anyway, though.
Double over
It
Everton.
could.
Because
Yeah.
then again, you've just maybe'd most of those games there. It could go anyway.
Yeah, they're not the worst run of fixtures at the end.
Oh, without a doubt, that's
I think it's decent, to be fair.
not the worst. Yeah, he was right.
Be
to
quite
fair,
happy with
but
that.
who
He's
knows?
City and
Didn't
Arsenal
like
at the end,
84th.
like, which is a bit much, but
It's
again,
going to
like I
take
say,
something better. They're going to have to pull the finger out, and they're going to have to play well, and they've literally got to play their hearts out to say, let's not be embarrassing here.
Yeah,
And
Impact is gonna have to be
surely
made
these
before
players
City.
don't want to go down being the worst team. Surely that does not look good on a player.
well, they haven't exactly played their heart out today, have they? They haven't exactly shown that determination today.
Like, if Taylor Harwood-Bellis wants to stay in the Premier League, does he want to be the centre-back that has ultimately shipped the most goals, etc., done and performed at that level?
Yes, because that's what they're doing.
I was going to say.
Yeah, does he want to be that player, though?
Obviously.
Does he want to
Seems
have
like
that
it.
record?
Obviously.
Seems like it.
Does
'Cause they're not-
Bednarak want
they're not-
that level?
They're
Now,
not playing
Bednarak
like they
probably
don't
won't
want to be
leave.
that.
Yeah.
They're not
Does-
playing like they don't want that record. Do you know what I mean? They're not... Like, if this was me now, I'd be fuming. I'd be
Does
going
Dibley
all out
want
every
his
game.
move? Because Southampton obviously can, wait for whatever money that they want to get him for.
I reckon
So they
Dibley
could
wants
keep
to
him.
move.
He
Walker
probably does
Peters
want
probably
to leave.
wants to move. Although, to be fair,
Walker
he's been
Peters
brilliant
is out
today.
of contract. He's gone anyway.
Walker Peters has
Peters.
been brilliant today. He's the one that has been really good.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Walker
the
Peters
ex-Scotland
is
player
gone
before
anyway.
him, of
It doesn't
course.
matter. It doesn't matter. Walker Peters didn't sound... We should have sold him.
Here we go.
We should have sold him. For me,
Here we go.
should have
Why
told
would
him.
Why would you only give Mateus Tell the last 3 minutes or 4 minutes?
He deserved the last like, half an hour at least.
Oh, all the Tottenham fans are leaving. I don't know.
But yeah, he deserved.
Yeah,
the
well,
last
they
half
want to
an hour
beat
at
traffic,
least.
don't they?
Well, they've already beaten Southampton, so they might as well try and beat someone else today, haven't they?
Wasn't very good.
Yeah. It's just.
I'd love you to come back and score 2 now, so you go, I'm sorry, what?
What?
I beg your pardon? They'll just hear it on TalkSport on the way home.
But
They've conceded
it's been
2
a
in the
whole
last 3
load
minutes.
of nothing.
It's not been a good season, but my issue with where Southampton are and the records and all this that they don't want, they're not playing like a team that want to beat that record. They're not playing like a team that don't want to be the worst in history.
See, that's good little bit of play.
Oh,
You know where you got luck and stuff like that? It's like
that was
they're the
them
kind
winning
of
lucky
goals that
moments.
they bounce and it goes in against us.
Sugawara's got the ball at the edge of the area in the corner. He's just tucked inside, come back the other way, and then leathered it with his right foot. It's taken a deflection and deflected straight into Vicario's stomach, which
Yeah.
9 times out of 10 that's going to flick over your goalkeeper and just be really annoying and go in, isn't it?
Yeah.
It
So
just
Ben
so happens
Davis has
that.
been caught rather lucky.
Well, that's just it, though, isn't it? I don't even know if you guys are lucky. I think it's just that Southampton are unlucky.
And Porridge just spun whoever's on the wing.
Did you just call him Porridge?
Porridge.
Who said Porridge?
Pedro Porridge?
Pedro Porridge. There you go.
Yeah, there's no rush in your team at all, is there, lot? Walker Peters is the exception, don't get me wrong. I think he's been fantastic today.
I was
But
about
then I
to
think
say,
he's
like
been great
small
all season.
bone.
Which one
He's
of the
running
two teams
around.
are you on about?
So Smallbone is
Tottenham
running
give up to
about
the
a
winning.
bit. I think he probably is staying
Hasn't
with
been
us next
a few
season.
games.
I don't
I've said
see
I
why
quite
he
like
wouldn't.
Smallbone. I do think he's a good player. I
I
don't
haven't
think
been rushing
Smallbone's
either of our teams for ages.
It's been really poor for the neutral
Yeah.
this game. That's really, really poor.
Yeah.
What are the other?
I mean,
I don't know where I've put my phone. Oh, there
God
it is.
for South.
Well, let's
The-
check some of the other
Southampton
results from
massive
today, then,
South sounding.
while this game's shite.
Fulham are still
Um,
3-2. Brentford,
So we've
Chelsea
got
ended 0-0.
Fulham 3-2 against Liverpool now, but they are still winning.
Literally just said that.
And obviously,
Brentford, Chelsea
yeah,
0-0.
Brentford, Chelsea, yeah, finished 0-0, you're right.
Oh,
So, Brentford, Chelsea being 0-0, it's not really a shock to me.
Chelsea still top 4.
Oh, megged him.
Megged him.
Fair play.
Megged him. It's 2-1
There you go.
Fernandez.
There's the Spurs fans on TalkSport
Yep.
that we spoke about.
Do you know what? I literally just said that you're going to score 2 in the last 3 minutes because all the Tottenham fans were walking out.
Yeah.
Well, you've probably got another, 6 minutes of added time?
Maybe.
Or what's there been now? There's been,
Well,
what,
you've
6,
just got to make sure that it doesn't get...
6 substitutions.
disallow VAR.
That's meant to be 30 seconds per sub.
Yeah.
So you've got 3 minutes there. Plus you've got...
No, he's on.
No, he's well on.
Good touch. Great
Cheeky.
finish.
It's a great finish.
boy.
I'm not quite sure why your keeper just literally jumped over the ball.
Unfortunately, he's probably one of the players that will be gone next season as well.
Fernandez, yeah, there's a good chance of that in there.
As
I mean,
much that
Control-
nutmeg.
controlled
I-
it with his mouth.
I half like him and I half detest him. I hate his whinging. He's a right whinger.
Well, yeah, that's just heritage
What
Fernandez.
athlete isn't these? Sorry, what footballer isn't these days?
That's just heritage Fernandez.
Come on, we haven't been. We've passed the 90-minute mark and we haven't been given the added time yet.
4 minutes. There you go.
4 minutes.
Fuck, it's
So it's
time.
4 minutes. You got 4 minutes, JimJam, or are you going to equalise?
No.
Get off FOTMob. Because FOTMob's ahead of us.
Yeah, Matty's tells the only sort of source of rush that we have. Source of effort, source of caring. He's our only source, full stop. And he's been a godsend from Bayern so far. A godsend.
He has been quite
Hasn't
good, actually.
been used!
I think he's a decent player.
Godsend
So
that
he looks
hasn't
like-
been used.
Looks like a good player. Looks like he's going to be a very good player.
One that's not being used. Then again, Bergvall started
The
off
problem
like that,
is-
he got a chance.
The game will be over probably long before we see that it's over.
Yeah, it'll be over probably. So it's probably already over,
Yeah.
and we're just a little bit behind catching up with the
Sources.
the sources that we're using. But it is 2-1, and they have currently got 2.5 minutes left of the game to pull something back.
Yeah, either a pullback for Southampton or a capture for Spurs to capitalise.
Or just absolutely nothing, and the game's going to remain as boring as it was for most of the second half.
That was my next option, and that's what's going to happen.
I would say it will finish 2-1 at this point. But
Yeah.
at least Southampton have shown a bit of fight, a bit of something.
Took them 80 odd minutes, but you know.
They did
It's
try.
just too long.
Yeah, they've been very, very poor all season.
You
They've
get
been
to
poor.
practice before the match. You get to start training before the match. It shouldn't take 80 minutes to find your feet. Wow, you've had that training before the match. Even you're a professional. You're paid to do it.
That was a poor touch as well by your guy. Just there's been quite a bit of that as well. It surprises me with pro footballers to have a bad first touch.
Yeah, you don't get in
Because
an
that's
office and
essential,
struggle to
really, isn't it?
tie.
That's terrible.
What is that? Just hoof the ball forward. You've got 2 minutes, well, a minute and a half, and you need a goal, and he's just hoofing the ball 60 yards out of play.
I'll take it.
I know you'll take it, but he'd take it as well. Angela keeps moaning.
It keeps him in the job.
He's God, I've never known anyone like even Wenger and Ferguson moan less than bloody Postecoglou's.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he's still in the job.
I'm surprised he's still in the job. Actually, I thought Levy might have got rid of him by now because he hasn't really brought you. He has what Tottenham players have got better since Postecoglou has been there.
Spence, that's about it.
Okay, who else?
I'd literally just said that's about it.
That's not good enough for a manager, is it? In the top flight,
Exactly.
you expect him to be improving players all the time. That was a great challenge.
Yeah. What?
He's given a penalty
What?
against Southampton.
What?
That looked like a great tackle.
You're not serious.
I might have missed something. It might have been a foul, but it looked like a great challenge. Johnson's going to want this because he's got the hat trick, hasn't he?
That's 5 days
But
later.
Teller's going to want it because I don't think he scored for you yet, has he? So Tell's going to want it because it's his first goal, and
Johnson-
Brennan Johnson's
Is it?
going to want it because it's his hat trick.
Gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In this
Okay.
day and age, that's probably a pen.
Yeah.
It's 5 days past April Fool's Day. There's no way.
In this day and age, that is probably a pen.
All I can make is
So
weird noises.
Tell's going to want it because it's going to be his first goal.
And who's taking it?
It's going to be telling it. I bet he's fuming. Johnson's fuming.
Look at his face as well.
He probably gets 10 grand a goal as well. So he's just taking 10k off him.
Johnson would be ticked off if Tell were to miss it now.
He's already peeved anyway, so whether he scores or not, Johnson's going to be fuming.
Where's Premier League gone? Oh yeah, he scored in the EFL Cup. My bad.
It was a
Ramsdale
decent pen.
almost had that as well.
Ramsdale was close, but it was a decent pan. Decent finish. Johnson's not celebrating with him.
I don't think Johnson.
Postecoglou's spitting on the floor.
No way, Postecoglou's-
At least we're officially a
Johnson
championship.
has celebrated with him.
At least we're officially a championship team now.
Oh, Johnson is happy.
Yeah, you have broken one record as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quickest
record
team.
is-
It's the soonest a team has ever been confirmed
Yeah.
relegated.
What a record to
It's
break.
it's poor, isn't it? Really, from Southampton this season.
What a sick record
Really,
to
really
break.
poor. Right, well, I think that'll do us, boys.
Yeah.
I think as soon as the
So
kick's
that's
the game will be done. 3-1, Tottenham, Southampton. Southampton officially the earliest team ever in history to be relegated.
Yeah.
And week 31.
There we go.
I mean,
Done, dusted.
Done, dusted. Look
See you
forward
next
to
season.
next season.
See you next season.
We'll
I'm
have more
done.
chats. And now it's all, are you going to play Leeds next season or are you not?
Yeah.
That still needs to be decided. So the game's just... The game is officially finished now. 3-1 Tottenham. Unfortunately, Southampton are down. Commiserations, Jim.
Oh, well.
Although you've been wanting it, I think, and expecting it for a little while.
Wanting it.
Yeah,
Never
I think
wanted
this season.
it.
I think this season's been so
Wanted
bad. You've just
Yeah.
wanted it to end, haven't you?
Yeah.
Really. I would think that most Southampton fans have wanted the season
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you very much for joining us. We're not going to go into a third part with the personal stuff. Partly because
I wasn't going to anyway.
you're a bit depressed, and partly because Zach's here and you don't want to be here and all that sort of stuff. So we're not going to go into that this week, but we will be back next week, maybe with tin ribs. Who knows? It depends how bad Leeds are, I suppose. If Leeds lose, just assume that tin ribs isn't going to be here. So yeah, thank you very much for joining us, and we shall see you, lovely, lovely people, next week.